the game more clearly with extra view lenses from Norval Opticians, with £50 off our exclusive freeform frames.
Onto the final, as a Scottish international, you'll of course be more than familiar with Murrayfield. How much will that benefit you on Friday night?
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice thought. I mean, it's a place I'm really comfortable with. Played all my club rugby there with Edinburgh and all my international stuff there with Scotland, and it's somewhere that I'm really familiar with. So I suppose that won't be anything too different for me. So yeah, and any sort of little bits of advice I can pass on to the guys, I suppose will help everyone. But yeah, it's so exciting for me to be back in my home city, and I've got lots of friends and family coming to the game. Yeah, so it's really, really exciting for me.
And of course, you mentioned there playing your club rugby at Murrayfield. What's the difference between a club match and an international match?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Scotland games is sort of sold out, you know, and it's a fantastic stadium to play rugby in. I think everyone who comes to Murrayfield says that, and yeah, so I mean, we'll be expecting a decent crowd there as well, and yeah, I mean, obviously there is a bit of a difference in terms of attendances, but it's still a great place to play rugby.
And of course, a lot of the guys here are part of the squad that won this tournament in 2015. You weren't, but how much would it mean to be a part of the team that won the 2017 Challenge Cup?
Yeah, it's massive. I mean, we don't get the chance that often to win silverware as a professional rugby player. It's sort of few and far between, and you know, you have to be sort of the right club at the right time, and it's a bit of luck involved as well. So any time the chance to win some silverware comes along, you've really got to grasp it with both hands, because you never know when it's going to happen again. So that's the sort of attitude we're taking into this week, albeit we've got other motivations to qualify for the Champions Cup next year as well. But first and foremost, it's a chance to win a trophy, and I can't remember the last time I won a sort of cup final as a rugby player, even from sort of junior rugby. So yeah, it's really exciting.
And you mentioned obviously it does give you, if you win it, another route into the Champions Cup. Does that make it more important for you? It sounds like an obvious question, but does it add an extra sort of motivation?
Yeah, I mean, you can't go into games thinking about too much of sort of external stuff like that, but I think for us to be playing top flight rugby at Kingsholm next year is really important for the development of us as a team, especially the young guys who haven't played at that level before. Maybe playing against some of the best teams in Europe week in, week out will be fantastic for us. So yeah, we're all really dying to get into that competition next year.
And presumably, get my words out, you'll have a look at Stade Francais during the week. But how much do you already know about, you know, the likes of the threat they have, Sergio Parisse being their biggest name? How much do you know already about your position?
Yeah, I mean, just from watching rugby over the years, they've been one of the top teams in France, and yeah, having a good look at them the last week or so, that hasn't changed much. They've been slightly inconsistent this year, but they've got real danger all over the park. You obviously mentioned Parisse. Played against him a lot for Scotland against Italy, and yeah, he's a fantastic player, and you know, when you've got guys like him, you can't sort of switch off for a moment or they'll capitalise. So and they've got these guys all over the park, very, very French sort of team, in the sense that if the game breaks up, it sort of suits them very well. They've got really dangerous runners, so yeah, it's something that we'll be looking at closely this week and looking to counter.